Hi, my name is Alexis Ortega, and today I'm going to be discussing issues that Latinx college students face on a day-to-day basis. So between my friends and I, we compiled a list of around 5 different issues that I personally as a Latinx student face and they face as well. So the three issues that I'm going to be talking about in the beginning are all connected. So that is family disconnect, cultural disconnect, and a lack of a sense of belonging. So when typically a lot of Latinx families are really family oriented, and it's constantly like you're constantly involved with your family, your extended family, your tios, your tias, your grandma, your grandpa, all of that. And when these students come to college, they don't have that. And so it's almost like a huge culture shock that they don't have their families. And I know when I went to college, I was really like, whoa, like I don't get to see my family every single weekend. I don't get to go over to their houses. It was like I'm really on my own. And that can lead into the cultural disconnect. So one of the readings from week 2 actually pointed out something really good because Latinx students aren't the majority. That's a fact. They really aren't. White students are the majority. And in week 2, from the article or the reading Influences on Ethnic Identity, there was a very good quote that I think summed up what happens to a lot of Latinx students in regards to their identity. So individuals tend to accept the values and attitudes of the majority. So this can lead to an identity crisis within students, and again circles back to the third issue is a lack of a sense of belonging. So when you look around and see these students that don't look anything like you, they're not like your family, they're just completely different, you start to wonder, do I belong here? Do I deserve to be here? Do I want to be here? And it creates this internal dilemma for a lot of students. And it just creates this huge crisis within students. And the next issue I have, well, jumping into the next issue, is about financial disability. So unlike the majority, a lot of Latinx students struggle to find the money to go to college, and when they do, they just see that the majority of non-Latinx or white students have a lot more. So we're here because we work to be here, and our tuitions aren't getting paid for by our parents. Not to say that every white person's tuitions are paid for by their parents, but if very stereotypically that's what Latinx students see, and then they internalize that, and it's just hard. Some Latinx students have to work multiple jobs, have to really work to be here, and it's not something that's just handed to them. And then the last issue I have relates to first generation college students, and I was talking to some of my friends who are first generation college students, and they said that they had a difficult time even applying to college and understanding like how college works. I was very fortunate that I'm not a first generation college student, and my mother actually went to college before me, so she was able to help me fill out FAFSA, apply for college, apply for scholarships, all of those she was able to assist me with. But I found out that with first generation college students, it's very hard for them to start the process of college because their parents can't help them if they didn't go to college. And with Latinx students, there's also a language barrier that's there, so it's very hard, and they really are on their own. And I believe these are all problems that need to be addressed on the forefront of college students' problems, because, sorry if I'm talking really fast, I'm trying to hurry because I don't want to run out of time. But these are all issues that need to be a part of Latinx student narratives because they're all something that is based, and I think they all tie into each other, like family disconnect, cultural disconnect, sense of belonging, they all go together. Financial disability is something that's huge, and then first generation issues are something it's not uncommon to see. And it's hard to bring awareness to these issues, but again, it all starts with awareness. So luckily, U of A is a designated Hispanic serving institution, and I noticed just from my time being at at U of A, they're implementing a lot of things that other colleges that could really help. We have multicultural clubs, multicultural scholarships, multicultural centers for these students to go. And it just really helps develop that sense of community, that pride in your culture. I know the Guerrero Center at U of A has so many resources for Latinx students to really, really just shine in their academics and not have to worry about anything else, because they have a family there, they have a community there, their cultural aspect is represented, and they don't feel like they don't belong. They feel like they have a place. And I was reading up on the statistics of graduating and attending Latinx students, and according to the U.S. Department of Education, the amount of Latinx students going to college has increased significantly from the early 2000s. And same thing with the graduation rates, but it's still lower than the majority of white students by 10%. And that's crazy. The graduating Latinx students are still 10% behind the white majority in graduating within 6 years, and then it's even 14%, it's 4 more percent lower in graduation rates in a span of 4 years. So I think that addressing these issues can be all start by comparing a model like U of A. So taking off of like providing resources, building a sense of community, just having that word of mouth communication, and rewards like scholarships for simply embracing your identity and who you are. And I think that U of A provides a very good model of this, especially since they are a Hispanic serving institution, and these problems could all be addressed by following a model like them.